Hello, Salem fans. If you've been riding the roller coaster that is Days of Our Lives for any length of time, and let's be honest, so most of us have been strapped in for decades, you know that when an actor leaves the canvas, it's never just a quiet exit. It's a seismic shift, the kind that sends ripples through the entire town of Salem and beyond. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to sit down and spill all the tea on one of our brightest lights, Alice Halsey, the powerhouse who brought Rachel to life with such fire and vulnerability that she became a fan favorite almost overnight. But hold on to your popcorn, because this isn't just about her farewell to the hospital corridors and shadowy DiMera dealings. Alice is stepping into a brand new spotlight, and the roles she's landing are the stuff of Hollywood dreams, dramatic, layered, and packed with the kind of emotional punch that Days fans crave. Let's rewind for a moment, because to truly appreciate where Alice is headed, we have to honor where she came from. For the past few years, Halsey owned the role of Rachel on Days of Our Lives, turning what could have been a straightforward, a romantic interest into a whirlwind of passion, betrayal, and redemption arcs that kept us glued to our screens. Remember those gut-wrenching scenes where Rachel uncovered the corporate espionage tied to her family's legacy, or the tear-jerking hospital bedside confessions that had us reaching for tissues during commercial breaks? Alice didn't just play Rachel, she became her. She infused the character with a quiet strength that mirrored and the resilient women who have defined the show for generations, from the Marlenas and the Kaylas to the strong-willed newcomers who refuse to be sidelined. Her chemistry with the rest of the cast crackled like lightning over the Salem pier, and every stolen glance, every heated argument felt earned. It was the kind of performance that reminds you why we tune in day after day, for the raw humanity beneath the melodrama. But as we all know, in the world of daytime drama, no spotlight lasts forever. Alice has wrapped her final scenes as Rachel, gracefully making way for the talented Lorelai, Olivia Moat, to step into those very same shoes. It's a bittersweet handoff, one that echoes the classic Days tradition of passing the torch while keeping the story alive. Lorelai is already generating buzz in the fan communities. Her audition tapes leaked just enough to show she's got the fire to carry on Rachel's complicated journey, but Alice's departure feels like the closing of a chapter that was written in bold, unapologetic ink. Insiders on set have whispered that her last tape was one for the ages, a quiet, rain-soaked confrontation on the docks that left the crew in stunned silence. No spoilers here, but let's just say it tied up loose ends in a way that honored every twist and turn Rachel endured. And yet, even as Salem says goodbye, the real world is rolling out the red carpet for Alice Halsey. She's not fading into the background, she's exploding onto it, emerging as one of the most exciting, rising stars in the industry right now. At a time when so many actors chase fleeting fame, Alice is building something lasting, something substantial. She's proved that the discipline of daytime television, the relentless pace, the emotional deep dives, the ability to nail a monologue on the first take prepares you for anything. And oh, what a anything it is. First up, and already sending shockwaves through the entertainment world, is Alice's casting as Laura Ingalls in Netflix's highly anticipated remake of Little House on the Prairie. Yes, that Laura Ingalls, the wide-eyed pioneer, girl who grew up on the American frontier, facing blizzards, locust swarms, and the quiet triumphs of family and faith. This isn't some glossy reboot for the sake of nostalgia. Netflix is pouring heart and soul into it, promising a fresh take that honors the books while leaning into the raw survival drama that made the original series a cultural touchstone. Picture this vast prairie skies stretching endlessly, log cabins creaking under winter winds, and Alice Halsey at the center of it all, her eyes reflecting the same fierce determination Rachel showed when she stood up to the powerful forces threatening her world on Days. Laura Ingalls wasn't just a plucky kid, she was a survivor, a storyteller, a young woman who learned that strength comes from within when the world tries to break you. Alice has already been spotted in early table reads, bringing that signature blend of vulnerability and steel that made her Rachel so unforgettable. Sources close to the production say her audition for the role was electric. She didn't just recite lines, she lived them. channeling the quiet resilience of a girl who watches her family fight for every inch of land they claim. Fans of the original will recognize the emotional stakes, the loss of a beloved pet during a harsh winter, the first stirrings of young love under a harvest moon, the heartbreaking moments when faith is tested by illness and uncertainty. But this remake amps up the drama with modern sensibilities, deeper explorations of class divides on the frontier, the harsh realities of indigenous relations, and the unbreakable bond of sisterhood that Laura shares with Mary and Carrie. Alice is poised to make Laura her own, transforming her from a childhood icon into a fully realized young woman whose spirit echoes the heroines we've cheered for in Salem for years. Imagine the close-ups, tears freezing on her cheeks as she huddles by a fire, or that radiant smile breaking through when Pa plays his fiddle after a long day's toil. It's going to be the kind of performance that launches awards buzz before the first episode even drops. But Alice isn't stopping at the prairie. No. This rising star is diving headfirst into high-stakes suspense, with her role in Amazon MGM Studios' upcoming thriller, Ally Clark, joining a powerhouse ensemble that includes Viola Davis as the titular investigator, Jefferson White and Chris Sullivan. Alice is stepping into a story that feels tailor-made for the edge-of-your-seat intensity Days of Our Lives fans have come to expect. The film follows Ally Clark, a no-nonsense investigator whose world shatters when a close friend dies under suspicious circumstances. What starts as a personal quest quickly spirals into a globe-spanning conspiracy involving a shadowy international corporation with tentacles reaching into governments, tech empires, and even the darkest corners of the black market. Davis is magnificent as Clark think her commanding presence in The Woman King, mixed with the moral complexity of her How to Get Away with Murder days, but the supporting cast, including Alice, is where the real fireworks happen. Without giving away too much, because trust me, the twists are going to be talked about for months. Alice's character serves as a pivotal ally in Clark's investigation, a woman whose own hidden past collides with the corporation's deadly secrets. One minute she's navigating the glass and steel canyons of New York City, dodging corporate spies in boardrooms that feel like modern-day DiMera empires. The next, she's trekking through the frozen wilderness of Alaska, where the ice cracks underfoot like the fragile alliances in a Salem power struggle. The script crackles with tension, whispered phone calls in dimly lit hotel rooms, high-speed chases through blizzards that blur the line between hunter and hunted, and quiet, devastating revelations that peel back layers of betrayal. Picture Alice in a pivotal scene bundled against the Arctic wind, her breath visible as she confronts a key witness whose testimony could topple empires. Her day's training shines here. She brings that same ability to convey volumes with a single glance, the subtle tremble in her voice that signals a character on the brink of breaking or breaking through. The journey spans continents and emotions, from the glittering danger of Manhattan penthouses, where billionaires pull strings like puppet masters in a classic Days villain arc, to the unforgiving Alaskan tundra, where survival isn't just physical, it's the battle for truth amid isolation and fear. Jefferson White and Chris Sullivan round out the cast with the own brand of intensity, White's everyman charm hiding sharper edges, Sullivan's brooding presence adding layers of moral ambiguity. And together with Davis and Halsey, they create a quartet that feels unstoppable. Early buzz from test screenings suggests the film delivers the kind of pulse-pounding thrills that make you lean forward in your seat, heart racing, just like those Days cliffhangers that left us screaming at the TV every Friday. What makes Alice's trajectory so compelling isn't just the roles in themselves, it's the way they build on everything she honed in Salem. The long hours, the emotional marathons, the ability to turn a single scene into a masterclass in human frailty and resilience. She's not chasing trends, she's carving her own path, proving that a soap opera pedigree isn't a stepping stone, it's a launch pad. Industry insiders are already whispering about her as the next big crossover success, the kind of talent that reminds us of past days, alums who went on to conquer film and streaming. And let's not forget the personal side of it all. Alice has spoken in quiet interviews about how playing Rachel taught her to embrace uncertainty, to find light in the darkest storylines. That wisdom is going to serve her well as Laura braves the prairie, storms, and as she unravels corporate conspiracies in Ally Clark. Herr Fens us? The loyal Days faithful have watched her grow. From a promising newcomer to a force of nature, and now we get to cheer her on from the front row of a much bigger stage. So what's next? Well, if you want the full, unfiltered scoop on exactly how Alice will be weaving, her magic in these projects, behind-the-scenes details, exclusive set visits, and maybe even a hint at what Rachel's exit means, for the future of Days you'll have to tune into our video breakdown dropping later this week. Trust me, it's one you won't want to miss. In the meantime, let's raise a glass or a mug of Brady's Pub Coffee to Alice Halsey. From the hospital halls of Salem to the endless, the horizons of the prairie, and the frozen edges of Alaska, she's just getting started. The drama is only beginning, and I, for one, cannot wait to see every breathtaking chapter unfold. Stay tuned, friends. The best is yet to come.